Just now, why is it showing?
Fabulous, Brian.
Why is it showing your computer? Let's see. Is it- Oh, there's Molly.
Yes.
Hi, Molly. Oh, I guess it's showing the talking person, the
Yeah.
person talking.
That's good.
I was hoping for panels, but that's all right. Doesn't matter.
Okay, hi Molly.
Hi, Molly.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
nice.
good.
Great. Thank you.
Why don't we start? I don't think anybody else is gonna join us, but
Tim and Susie.
We have
Tim
quorum.
and
they,
Susie.
oh, there they are. Okay. Right on time.
Oh, good.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we
Yeah.
have a quorum.
Oh, yeah, we have a quorum.
Yes.
I saw Tim walk out of his room, so let's give him a second.
How are you doing?
Doing okay. It was surprisingly, it wasn't as painful as I thought it was gonna be.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but
You're gonna go to do the first half of the introduction for the.
yeah, I can do the half of the first half of the
Oh, okay.
introduction. Yeah.
Wonderful, yeah.
Oh, there's Tim. You ready, Tim? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I got another question for you. Are we looking at you or is the camera behind us picking us up?
You are looking at the screen, but if you look up to the above the screen, you'll see us. That's where we are. There you go. Now you're looking at it.
Oh, all right. So
You just have your
Yeah, that
numbers. I'm having a lot of people asking me if you can see them. So the people that are on Zoom are not.
no,
Don't see them.
they have to raise their hand if they want to.
You can't see if they're on.
No,
Okay.
you can't. They can hear you.
Could they hear us?
Well, have you
That's
started?
what we
Have you
has.
opened?
Oh, okay.
hasn't
You haven't
been
opened the meeting yet. Got
No,
it.
no, no, when they open it, but you don't see them. And since this isn't a hearing, this is. just
I mean,
a
whatever
meeting,
you want to call it.
Then there probably won't be public participation.
Okay, there's a bunch of attendees here.
Have you started the meeting?
I haven't started the meeting.
Okay, once you get out of the practice session.
So there's no public.
A lot of 12 attendees.
Yeah, there's a lot of attendees, but they can't speak unless we give them permission, I think. Okay, I recognize Kim Swift. Kim, can you raise your hand on the Zoom link? See if that works.
Yes, she's raised her hand.
You raised your hand.
Have you
Okay,
opened
good.
the meeting yet?
No, not yet. I'm just making sure that they can hear us. So, what the folks that are attendees, they have to raise their hand if they want to speak, and then I have to go over the panel on the wall. Sorry, it's a little inconvenient and let you go ahead and speak. So now we'll start the meeting. All right, this is a special meeting for a vote to or to not rescind this decision that we made 2 weeks ago, roughly, about the Kim Swift property receiving a preservation award. So that said, I think the first thing. No, let me give a little bit of background. I'm not sure how much background everybody has. But I'll give everybody enough background that at least if they have questions, they can ask. We as a commission give out awards, preservation awards every year for various projects that went on throughout the city. I feel like I'm talking in two different directions here, but and this year we had one for Watson Street, Kim Swift's property. And we heard falsely that there was some, I guess, fines levied on the property by the city. And we were asked to make a decision whether we should postpone the award or not. We got together, and I'll just speak myself here. I think others felt this way too, that we were concerned that if the city was finding somebody, at the same time we were recognizing them for the same project, it would have been awkward to say the least, maybe a legal issue, and we didn't know. So we decided, based on the information we had at the time, was to postpone the award till next year for the Watson Street property. We further got clarification, found out the information that we had was not true. The city had not levied a fine against the property or the owner of the property. And we're here tonight. I talked to Susan Egan, our legal counsel, and she thought it prudent that we had another meeting, special meeting, to come out and decide whether we're going to rescind our original decision or not. Is that enough background for everybody? I can't see who's raising their hand.
I believe that would be sufficient.
Yeah, okay. So nobody's raising their hand, so I assume that's okay. Oh, yes, Paul.
Could we have a little bit more information about this correction? Because if I understand, there was a meeting with the mayor. I just the texture of this is still a little confusing to me. So
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna
you,
be, go ahead, sorry.
oh, sorry, I was just gonna say, you, if memory serves, and please correct me if I'm misremembering, but you and Bob met with the mayor and
Yes.
and received information that was incorrect. Is that what I'm understanding now?
Essentially, yes, that our understanding.
Those the dogs.
Hey, guys, can you mute it, Tim? Because you keep interrupting the speaker.
Now, Mr. Chairman, I'm here to explain if you'd like me to.
Yes,
Yes,
please.
provide some background on this. Yes. Okay. So, this is, thank you, the Historic Commission, for holding this meeting. We appreciate it. And I'm here just to explain that the information that you received, I know that there was a meeting with some members of the Historic Commission and the mayor and the new CAO, and you were told information that was incorrect, and the mayor and the CAO was misinformed about the status of the property and as to whether there were fines or there was any enforcement actions or any violations of any city regulations or ordinances with regard to the property at 12 Watson Street. And so they were misinformed. They didn't have the correct information. So they provided the commission with the incorrect information, which is really unfortunate. And, essentially, we're here to apologize for such, an unfortunate incident. And the response is to ask the commission that on the basis of the correct factual information, that there are no fines, there are no enforcement actions, there are no violations at all with regard to this property, that the commission rescind their vote to postpone that award. And I think it's important for the commission and to state on the record that it has nothing, it should have no reflection on this commission. You do great work. You are very diligent in what you're doing, and your purpose is to honor the historical resources of the city. And it was a misunderstanding. You were given the wrong factual information. And for that, there's an apology due to the owners of 12 Watson Street and to this commission. And so I think it's appropriate for the commission to rescind that vote at this point.
Thank you.
So just to clarify, there were two, if memory serves, again, there were two parts to what the mayor told us. One, that there was a fine for a conservation violation, and two, that the city or a neighbor, it was never quite clear to us, was bringing legal action against 12 Watson. And both of those were incorrect. I'm just confused as to why it was that the mayor thought that there was a legal action, perhaps by the city, that wasn't. Do you understand the nature of my confusion? Like,
Yeah,
I don't understand. I mean, like, I understand that he may have had misinformation about a conservation violation, but a legal case seems a little harder to. I don't understand why there was confusion there. Like, what happened?
You may have got confused when, like I just said a few minutes ago, I said if there was a legal situation where there was some legal action between the parties, that we didn't want to make it seem inconsistent, I guess is the best word, by giving an award to the same property as there was, at the time, we thought, a fine levied against. So I don't think there was a legal suit against the city or vice versa. It was just that we were concerned that, those were my words. So if I confuse you, I apologize. I was just concerned if it did turn into a legal issue, that it would not be consistent and the city would be in an odd spot.
Mhm.
That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that make
Can I
sense?
a comment?
Yeah.
I was trying to get the information from the Conservation Commission about this, these fines,
Mhm.
and I wasn't able to get through to them because they were out on site visits, and I left a message, and by the time he caught up with me, we had already had our vote. And so he made it very clear there was no dispute and no fines.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, if, at this point, Kim has raised her hand. Kim, I'll be with you in 1 second. I'll just finish the conversation with Molly. So, yeah, the bottom line is there were absolutely no issues and we were operating under incorrect information. That's
Okay,
all.
thank you. Thank you for clarifying.
I have to go up here and somehow I have to. Loud and talk. Kim, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yep, you're off mute. Yep, you're good.
I just thought it would be maybe better for everyone if I gave you the context from the person that basically was the big part of the meeting. So if I can do that, I would appreciate
Yes,
that.
please. Yeah, please.
So good evening. I'm Kim Swift. My parents and I own 12 Watson, Marion Gilman Hallenbeck. I did not want to speak tonight for so many reasons. But really, to be quite honest, the main one was for fear of retaliation, not only against me, but against my family. But these are some things I need to say. I'm going to start with the dates. On Friday, April 25th, a neighbor posted on social media your commission's post about the award ceremony, and that I would be receiving an award. We were so excited. 5 days later, a meeting was posted to discuss and vote regarding the postponement of the award. 2 days later, a meeting was held where you voted to postpone my award. I was never notified of this meeting. I was never called after it to be told I would not be getting the award. 6 days later, Ben Joyce of Carpenter McNeil called me asking me if I was fined by Concom. I call them Concom. I was surprised because we always had a great relationship with Concom, and I thought it was an absurd question. But I knew, as soon as he said it, I knew something wasn't right, and he gave me a super uneasy feeling. I asked him to find out more. The next day, he called me to tell me I wasn't getting this award because I've been fined $20,000. I was absolutely shocked. I was shocked that the mayor asked you to have the meeting. I was shocked that a meeting was held without notifying myself, the party that was discussed. I was shocked that you would meet without any facts or verifying many outrageous claims. I was shocked that I was not known the respect of a phone call after the vote, and shocked that it took so long to make it right. What I was not shocked about was that our neighbor lied to hurt us. This is the thing about lies. Even if they weren't yours, when you pass it on and it goes unchecked, it throws gasoline on a fire of hate, and it just destroys even more. The first thing Monday morning, we contacted Concom, which was very easy, Mr. Whitmarsh, because they do have office hours. They confirmed to us we've never been fined. It was not until 3 days later that someone finally tried to right a wrong, and this meeting was planned 2 full weeks later. These are some of the statements that were made at your meeting. You called this meeting because the mayor asked you to postpone this award, and because the neighbor called and complained. The mayor said we were fined. You said we paid the fine. You discussed postponing my award because it would be good for the neighbor to feel better about that. It would be much nicer to do this award next year. The neighbor will feel better about that. She felt that this was not very good for our reputation, meaning yours, and respect to give an award to the Swifts. Well, I would say the neighbor has damaged many reputations and lost a lot of respect. Some of the comments you made about our project, fumes were significant and were going into their house. I would like to know who told you that, Mr. Whitmarsh. Was it the building department? Or will I refer to her as the neighbor who said that? It's
What's the
completely
question?
false. And I suggest
question?
you call, the question was, who told you the fumes were significant and were going into the neighbor's house? I suggest you call the Gloucester Fire Department and National Grid. They've been out several times. They never knocked on our door. One day we were out there and National Grid was going to the building department to make a complaint about the constant calls about the so-called carbon monoxide, which never registered. Don't you
I
think I'd
did
have a
meet-
knock on the door
did meet-
from,
I did
you
meet with the
said
building
fumes were
inspector.
significant and were going into their house. Watch the video.
I met
As
with the
far as
building
the
inspector.
conversation
He
you
said all
had
the
about
issues-
the,
He said all
this
the
is
issues
exactly,
have
I'm
been.
quoting you. You said fumes were significant and were carbon monoxide and was going into their house. As far as the conversation you had about the exhaust vent, let me be really clear. We've had a CO from the building department. We worked very closely with them throughout the whole project and during the situations. Your comments about my builder were unfair, and I think you owe him an apology. My team went above and beyond in this project. You refer to them as a contractor, but they're really a wonderful architectural and construction firm. They've delivered the highest quality craftsmanship and are experts at historic renovations. We were so lucky to have them create our home, and I would do it all over again. My parents are 86 and 87 years old and not doing well, and it was too complicated to get them on a Zoom call tonight. You're probably very happy my dad's not on this call. I'm so sad that they had to experience this situation, and it's something they don't deserve coming into maybe their last summer in Gloucester. They may not volunteer in town, but they're great patrons of it. They love it here and they do everything to enhance where they live. The core of my upbringing has been duty, honor, country. The truth was something displayed by example in my family, along with integrity, respect, and kindness. For me, knowing a lie was told and then repeated again was more upsetting than not getting the award. My father always reminds me of the proverb, you can never take back the spoken word or the spent arrow. And the bottom line is our words matter now more than ever, right? We were thrilled when we were notified about this award and to be able to present at the ceremony on the process of it. I've been working closely with Susan on this as well as trying to secure other plaques for my neighbors. She's been an amazing partner and I've enjoyed our shared love and admiration for historic restorations. It's just a shame no one gave her the respect she deserved at that meeting. When we renovated this home, it was a true labor of love. My family spent summers there most of my life and have resided in Rocky Neck since 2000. It was such a challenging process, and we spent so much time on it and resources to make sure it was renovated in the best way for not only the home, but for the neighborhood. It would have been so much easier and less expensive to tear it down, where we would have had to raise it up 7 feet to get to the front door. But the thing is, we never would have done that. We never would have destroyed such a special historic home, and in doing so, destroying the neighborhood around it. I love my neighbors, and I took every last feat to kind of make sure they were not going through so much with this renovation. It's the true reward for us has been the constant praise from people who drive by and stop. They're walking their dogs. They say, thank you. What an amazing job you did. Thank you for not tearing it down. We're a family of 3 generations who somehow find a way to live together year after year. And it's full of our family, friends, and neighbors. And we're very honored to highlight Elijah Oakes and all he's given us. Thank you.
Thank you, Kim. Just a couple of responses. Well, let me first say, the commission apologizes, absolutely. We owe you an apology and we want to put that on the record, as well as your builder. I don't think anybody had any, I don't know, bad feelings about the builder, let's say, that he didn't do a good job. He should not feel that this was directed at him at all, as should you not. The only clarification, the point of clarification is the letter. I did send you a letter the day after our meeting. You said when we talked, you didn't receive it, but I did follow up right after we talked with a electronic version through email. So a letter was sent. Other than that, I'm not going to challenge anything you said, and I appreciate your comments.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Bob, sorry.
Kim, I just want to say that I feel very bad about this, and I was very excited about the project when we originally approved of this and helped you with the getting the special permit to be able to build this the way it needed to be built. I feel this is a terrible situation. You've been hurt, and it takes away a lot of the joy of it all, and I'm very sorry for that. I did meet with the building inspector, and that was not the issue that caused us to delay this, because he said all issues have been resolved, and essentially what it was is the pipe was just over the line because it's very close to the line, and that was rerouted and corrected. Then there was a light on a flagpole. These are small matters in terms of from our point of view, that they would not affect the award. But we did have wrong information about the fines, and we didn't have a lot of time, we felt. So we made a very poor decision, and that was actually a recommendation from the mayor's office, because they had some wrong information. And I actually went in person twice. I also called and left messages for the Conservation Commission agent. And it took a while before he actually got back to me. You're probably lucky if you got through.
I understand you guys were in a bad position, and I don't understand the mayor's piece in this, but usually those things do come out. But I also want to say it wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a lie. So let's be clear about that. It was a lie on purpose to harm. And I'm not talking about that in the legal sense. It's just very hurtful that someone would try to destroy something so wonderful. But I want to move on. I'm glad I was able to talk, and I'm very grateful for Susan and everything. And so let's just, move forward with grace.
Can I just make one comment? I just wanted to say that I understand that Susan has been your champion in this, but I just because this is on the record saying that she was disrespected in the meeting by other members of the council or the commission, I don't recall that being the case. And if Susan felt that way, then perhaps she should bring it up with other members of the commission. But I think we are a very respectful group of each other. And so I just want to sort of preserve our sense of how we treat each other and the perception of how we treat each other. And if there's an internal issue, we should discuss it for sure. But I just wanted to say that that was not my memory of the way that Susan was treated at any meeting. So I just would like to put that on the record. Thank you.
What I mean about that is she just asked for us to get confirmed information, and she was the only one. I didn't.
Right, but that doesn't mean she was disrespected.
Well, maybe you didn't respect what she was asking. It's semantics. That's how I view it.
Well, okay. I just would like to go on the record to say that if Susan felt disrespected, I would ask that she bring that to the group, and that your
I never
characterization
said
of
she
it
said
doesn't
that.
stand.
I never
No, I
said
didn't say
she
you
said.
said I didn't say you said she said it. I'm just saying if she felt that way, that she bring it to the group, because I think that's a pretty serious thing to say. So.
Thank you, Molly. That's a good point. Guess we should open it up to other comments from the attendees before we have the vote.
Your back is to a comment.
I'd
Yeah, oh,
like to
I'm
see-
sorry.
Well,
I only have
I'm
one.
sure,
face.
I don't know anybody's last names
Yeah,
or
that's okay.
whatever. So my name is Kathy McCarthy. I live at 40 Rocky Neck Ave in Gloucester. I live in a very old house that was brought over on a barge. And we love our neighborhood. I'm speaking probably with retaliation coming against me tonight and my husband who's here with me. My husband just saw the video. I saw the meeting, and I saw it last night. I saw it last night. And I felt it was my duty to speak. I'm very disappointed the mayor's not here to apologize. And I'm gonna ask you, Whitmore, is it Whitmarsh or Whitmore?
Whitmarsh, correct.
So I'm wondering where the mayor got this information, because in this world that we're in, we can get as much information as we want. You have a board, which, thank you, you're a volunteer board. There's a PhD on it, done my due diligence. I'm on a board myself. I would never had made that decision based on no facts. It wasn't facts. You yourself stated that the neighbors were involved in this and stuff. You know what we're involved in? I don't even know if you people know what we've been going through as neighbors, and I'm happy to state it. But what's horrifying to me is this commission, which I understand you're volunteer, made a decision that really put a little black eye on you guys. I agree that I heard you say that it's no record of them. I'm sorry, but I disagree with you. It is a black mark for the city. It's a black mark for the commission. And, if it was anybody that I was running and whatever, I'd ask them to resign. This was a serious accusation that you people are on based on the mayor. Why isn't the mayor here apologizing to the Swifts? Why, this mayor came to you with information that was whatever. This mayor needs to have consequences, I would think. I don't understand how that can happen. What we've gone through as neighbors is unacceptable. What the Swifts have gone through is unacceptable. I've personally picked up the dog feces that were thrown in their yard. There was vulgarity sign on their window, on a neighbor's window. There was a lot that went on that the neighbors saw and went on. That's how we're involved in this. I saw that your meeting last night. I was horrified that you people made that decision based on no facts. And it should be lessons learned for all of us. And Kim said that, I just heard, words hurt. This was hurtful. This was terrible. They spent their time putting this house together. They could have ripped that house down and put a pyramid up there with glass and dancing women in it, okay?
Yep.
For me to even be here, I had to do this for what is right. I don't know where you got your information. I don't know where the mayor got his information, but they deserve more than an apology. And that contractor, what he had to go through is horrifying also, and he deserves an apology. And maybe this is lessons learned for all of us. Easy to find out information. It's very easy to find out information. And upset. I'm very upset as a neighbor, and I wanted to come and support my neighbor because I find this outrageous.
I
Thank you
agree.
for listening
I agree.
to me.
It's a horrible situation. I'm going to actually wait till after the award, because I don't want to stir up anything before the award, but I'm going to investigate the sources on this, find out why it happened. It is disturbing. No, and I agree with that. And that was the information I got from the mayor. They also got it from a phone call from Cameron. But I got it from the mayor.
Did you think about calling the Swifts and asking them if it was a fact?
Well, I think that probably would have been a good idea now, but
Correct.
we assumed that coming from the mayor, and I don't know if.
So the
that-
mayor's a liar.
Well, I don't think he meant to misinformation. I don't think he's a liar by nature.
I'm upset.
I understand that, when facts are are displayed wrong, many times you feel that the person doesn't have integrity. But we all can make mistakes, and I think that's a very bad mistake. I agree with that.
Right.
And it's kind of like adding to the problem that you're having in your neighborhood. I know these neighborhood things aren't nice. I feel that I'm glad I'm not in that situation myself. I know I sympathize with your situation. You're not a completely happy neighborhood with each other. And that's not great.
We are. We are.
Right, but I mean, there's a problem there, and that's created this, I think this is where the situation came from,
Correct.
you
Thank
know?
you. Thank you.
But I will check into this, and I take responsibility. I'm a person that, I care. I really do. And I do think it's a big mistake. And, I think we thought we had to make a decision soon, because we were coming up very close to the awards. And, probably good that I didn't postpone that. Although we might have gotten right information as possible. And then this would never would happen. I guess we can say we learned from this. That is, try to get all your facts right from the sources, rather than hearing it, even from an elected official, because they could also get information from a poor source. So, I don't know if that was the situation or not, but, I think there was good intentions on this. And it was heartbreaking for us to undo the award and decide to postpone it. Part of the feeling here is that right now there's a lot of controversy. We thought maybe if things calm down a little bit, that might be better for the person receiving the award. Not thinking that it would be a reflection on her and her contractor. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Carpenter McNeil. I do believe they are really the best. And I don't think they're negligent in what they do.
Thank you.
Suzanne, did you want to say something?
I just wanted to say that, that I understand that this is upsetting and it very, it is legitimately, it's unfortunate. I'm here on behalf of the mayor's office to apologize and to explain that it was based on just the wrong information. And I understand that everybody's upset and that, it is upsetting. It's unfortunate. I'm happy that the commission is able to, there's no reflection on the commission. They were given misinformation. So I'd just like to say that. And one of the things, and just being the lawyer in the room, is one of the things that we want to keep in mind when we're having this meeting is we have a certain agenda with the open meeting law. We want to stick to that, and having like a dialogue at this is not appropriate. So we just want to, you want to make your comments, but the commission really shouldn't be responding, because we don't want to go down a path and then some other names are mentioned and then they're feeling like it wasn't a
Should be
public
directed towards the commission, not me. Yeah.
I'm looking at you because I know you're
Okay.
upset, but I'm
Yes.
addressing the
Yes.
commission.
Great.
And I'm saying to
Thank
you,
you.
so the commission, if you take public comments, it's not typical that you take public comment at a meeting. I understand this is a upsetting situation, so you want to, but typically what you would do is, limit everybody the same amount of time
Yeah.
and not respond to comments. But I understand that this is an unusual situation, but you just want to be mindful. You have a meeting posted to
Right.
vote to rescind that. And so I just want you to be
Right,
mindful.
and that's our only agenda. So do you suggest we don't have further?
If you're allowing comments, I would just limit them to a certain amount, and at this point, you may want to. I don't see a harm in it, but I just wouldn't respond to the
Yeah,
comments.
okay.
If you have an open meeting.
I'm not sure if anybody else has a comment. I'm talking to the attendees out there. Raise your hand if you do. Kim, I'm lowering your hand, and Brenda M. Can you hear me? What now?
Hi,
Try talking.
Hi, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Hi, Brenda Malloy, 43 Rocky Neck Ave. I just want to state that I think it's imperative that this not be characterized as misinformation. I think it's important that it goes into the record that this was maliciously brought about with malicious intent by a neighbor intent on trying to make the Swifts more miserable than the neighbor has already tried to make them. And that this neighbor has great influence politically and with the mayor. And it's unacceptable that somebody in that position is believed, especially when those of us who know this neighbor know they're notoriously falsely accusing people of things not infrequently. And I just think it's important that it goes in the record who gave the information, the lie to the mayor, so that people can see who's responsible for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda. Any other comments? I don't see anybody else. Okay, well, I guess we should stick with the agenda and have the vote. Anybody, we did, yeah, okay.
I'd like to make a motion that we reinstate 12 Watson Street to receive an award this year and to rescind the vote that we did previously.
Okay, thank you. Did anybody want to second that?
I'll second it.
Susan seconded. Molly? Your vote?
I can approve it, yeah.
Yes, you said, yeah, okay. Tim
Yes, it's a yes for me.
and Susan, you already seconded, so I assume you're a yes.
I recused myself in the first place because we didn't have any facts. And I am absolutely 100% for rescinding the decision that came out of that meeting.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm happy to say yes.
Okay, I also vote to rescind our decision and offer Kim the award at Thursday night's presentation. So passes unanimously. Anybody want to make a motion to end the meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Adjourn? Yeah. Anybody want to second that?
I second it.
Thank you, Molly.
Thank
you, guys.
All in
Thank you.
favor?
Thank you
Yeah.
for letting me speak.
Yep, that's fine. Okay, thank you, guys.
Score tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you all. See you Thursday.
You know, I have that little purple bench in front of my house.
Gosh, your bird. I don't have pictures of your bird.
My birdhouse that he wants to take down. Yeah, because we have animals, you know?
Place. And I knew that it had been.
Yeah, it came